Colorado voters break with tradition in rejecting a property tax cut tonight. Denver voters deal losses to the mayor and powerful developers. And Republicans retook one of the most contested school boards in the state. Colorado said no thank you to a property tax cut that was pushed by conservatives.
And also turned down a chance to raise taxes on pot. Political reporter Marshall Zellinger is here to show us two statewide ballot issues that have broke, really, with Colorado's usual voting patterns.
You know, we have talked, Kim, in the past about statewide tax increase questions, and the only ones voters are interested in saying yes to are the sin taxes. Cigarettes, pot, gambling. You want to do that? Sure, but you're going to have to pay more for it. Not tonight. This map, Proposition 119, would have raised the state pot tax to fund out-of-school learning. And all you need to get from this map is that it is covered in red. It doesn't matter the metro area or the rural areas, although Arapahoe County slightly voted yes, barely. But overall, this was not rural versus urban. Everybody said no. And the similar map shows for Proposition 120, which was to lower property taxes, and the other statewide ballot issue, Amendment 78, the same thing. The metro area, the rural areas, red. This would have changed it so that the state legislature handled all money coming through the states instead of the governor handling emergency federal COVID funds or the attorney general handling legal settlements. The point, the message from statewide voters, no matter where you were in the state, was no.
Marshall, hang tight. Want to bring you in on something else in a moment. In the city of Denver, voters delivered strong rejections to Mayor Michael Hancock and powerful developers tonight. The mayor's proposal to build a new mid-size arena at the National Western Complex, that is losing badly tonight, despite outspending its opposition by a mile. And Denver voters are on track to protect the open space, the Park Hill Golf Course, from development, another wide margin against a Denver development project. Denver voters are easily passing a city council-backed plan to spend $450 million more on homeless services, while Denver voters are rejecting a Republican-supported requirement to crack down on homeless camps. The city council plan for homelessness that's currently passing easily would borrow about $40 million to improve and develop shelter facilities. It would turn some motel rooms into shelters as well. The proposal by Denver's Republican Party chairman to force the city to get tougher on homeless cleanups, that is losing, though by a smaller margin. So, Marshall, you go right across the city line, Denver into Aurora, and there you've got Aurora Mayor Mike Kaufman, the former Republican congressman. He would really like a homeless camping ban just like Denver's, and it looks like Mayor Kaufman's going to get the conservative city council he would need to do it.
His camping ban proposal failed on 2-5-5 ties because of that and the divided council that existed at the time. It has to be tabled for 6 months. So that camping ban's not going to come up again until February. And by then, if tonight's results hold, he'll have enough conservative-minded council members to approve his camping ban. Take a look at the sample ballot for races in Aurora. What do the city council races have in common? They don't have party affiliation next to the candidate's name. Yet so far, in 4 of the 5 council races, voters in Aurora are picking the like-minded conservative candidates. So when all is said and done, just like we did a story last month on should nonpartisan races have the D and the R next to the candidate's name, Kyle, it looks like that's never going to be necessary, or at least for the time being, because voters in Aurora and Douglas County, for the school board, realize we don't need to see the D and the R next to the name. We figured it out for ourselves and voted in kind.
Marshall, you know this because you're Mr. Aurora, but they have a wild dynamic now on their city council where there's folks on the far left, Democratic Socialists, and now folks on the far right in the same room trying to make decisions.
And we'll see if that's going to last for 2 years. When the next election happens for city council, we'll see what the voters like over these next 2 years, and if it's something they like to see, that wide separation of left and right, or if they'll try to bring it back more toward the middle.
All right, Mr. Aurora, thank you. Republicans in Colorado and really nationwide were hoping that school board races would be a path back to power tonight. We did not see a conservative wave taking over school boards in Colorado, beyond Douglas County conservatives retaking their school board. 9 News reporter Jennifer Meckles is along now with a look at these nonpartisan school board races like city council. They got very obviously partisan.
Yeah. nonpartisan.
Yeah,
not so much. We did see this conservative push happening in Douglas County. Of course, seven-person board, 4 open seats, already a Republican-controlled county. So far, all 4 of those conservative candidates, all running on a slate together, are ahead. That means conservatives would take back control of the Douglas County School Board for the first time since 2017. And it means a change in school board ideology after a year that looked a lot like this.
We're not sick! We're not sick! We're not sick!
So be curious to see what becomes of the anti-mask protests and the school board meeting fights over public health measures if now a board will reflect conservative control. There's also a question of district leadership moving forward. The board had just hired a new superintendent this year, Corey Wise, but under his leadership, the district has been following state and public health guidance and is even suing the new Douglas County Board of Health to keep mask mandates in place in that district. We shall see. Another district we were watching tonight, Jeffco Schools. This did not happen in Jefferson County Schools, this conservative push. 3 seats were up for grab there on a 5-person board. So far, the union-backed liberal-leaning school board candidates are on track to keep control of the Jeffco School Board. Conservatives last controlled that board in 2015. We also were watching Cherry Creek School Board. That was never in a position where there could be a full conservative takeover. Only 2 of the 5 seats were open right now. The union-aligned candidates also on track to win both of those races there tonight. Lastly, Denver. A little bit of a different question in Denver. 7 seats, 4 were up for election. We just got a new dump of results, and so far all 4 candidates that are union-backed are leading those races there, which would mean the entire board would be union-backed, if that holds.
So pretty much status quo when it comes to Denver. All
right.
Jennifer, thank you.
Denver's group living ordinance is expected to pass. It leads 68 to 32% tonight. Question 2F would reverse a city council decision that allows up to 5 unrelated people to share a home in Denver. It would also allow halfway homes and shelters in commercial and mixed-use zoning areas. Voters in Boulder are also voting on how many people can live together. The limit right now is 3 to 4 people in most areas. A yes on ballot question 300 would let the number of people in a home equal the number of bedrooms, plus 1 extra person. Right now, no votes lead that race, 59 to 41%. Voter turnout is lower during these odd election years. As of 10 tonight, a little more than 28% of registered voters in Colorado actually voted. That's just over 1.1 million results.